So I'm after putting a video out there about a guy who's just into strongman and some of the things he should be doing. One of the things I really didn't speak about enough was the overhead press. It's in every competition, literally every single competition. If that's 5 events, one competition is 20%, so 20% of the points could be going for overhead press. If it's 6 events in the competition, it's about 15% to the overhead press. So needless to say, it's really important. And I don't know how I kind of skipped over it in the last video. I did mention it, but not enough. The thing with strongman is there's so many variables with your overhead in particular. You know, you've got a dumbbell press, Viking press, log press and axle, and all of them things vary. Dumbbells are different sizes, the handles and the logs can be in different places, the axle can be thicker or smaller because there's no real standard. So you have to be ready for everything. And one of my beliefs is that as far as programming goes, you need to say, if you know there's a log coming up, train your log. But be ready for anything that comes your way. You know, maybe on the day you train log, do some axle after or do some dumbbell pressing. You wouldn't have to go crazy heavy with it, but maybe stay in touch with your technique. You know, especially when you're a good bit out from competition. You know, anything after 6 weeks out, 7 weeks, 8 weeks out. You know, train kind of everything a small bit so you're not too out of touch. If it says there's an axle or log coming up, say log, for the last 6 weeks maybe just focus on the log for that training day, that press day. And you know, you'd follow up with some accessories, maybe incline pressing or close grip and something like that. But you know, say if you're doing that on a Monday, on Thursday then I'd program somebody to do strict pressing, whether it be seated military, standing military or dumbbell pressing. You know, a lot of the time I'd say do it standing because all your strongman events are generally standing. So you know, your training week could look something like this. If it's all coming up for max, you might say 5 weeks, 4 weeks out, you're training 3 heavy singles on your log at about 90%. That's clean from the floor to overhead. You might follow that up with some incline pressing, you know, some flat dumbbell pressing and all your accessory bits and pieces. You know, triceps, biceps, delts, upper back. And that's your push day, essentially. You know, obviously they're not all going to look like that. The volume can change depending on what's coming up or who you are. You know. And then on the Thursday, I probably have someone doing strict pressing. You know, could be looking at sets of 5 here, standing military, seated military, followed up maybe with close grip or some dumbbell pressing. Now, the supplementary exercises I'm talking about afterwards, you know, your secondary barbell movement, that, you know, they differ from person to person depending on where your weak point is or where you need to get stronger. Same as accessory work. If you're really, really strong in one area and you're probably not going to get much more out of it to improve the lift at hand, which is the log lift, why would you do it? Focus on your weak points. You know, if your triceps are weak or your close grip is weak, build that. And then after you do your close gripping, think about what's going to make my close grip better. So if close grip makes your log better, do close grip. But what makes your close grip better? You know, it's something everybody needs to think about for themselves and get a good coach on hand maybe to do your program for you and let him figure all that out. Could we just do more close grip? Some people just don't do enough, you know. Some people just need to do more tricep work, some isolation work, delt work, whatever it may be. But if you can't figure that out, get someone to do it for you. Because in strongman, overhead is a huge part of it. As far as programming goes, that's about it. Another thing I suppose is don't rely too much, again because of all the different implements, don't be relying too much on, you know, split jerking and stuff like that. I see a lot of new guys get into it and they're split jerking. You know, that's fine when you have like an axle that, you know, it's not too big and thick, but you got a big 12-inch log on your face and you're leaning back trying to, you know, breathe and it's all in your face. Not many people can split jerk that. I've seen guys split jerk an axle up to maybe 150, 160, go to a competition and not be able to do a 120 log. You know, requires just a lot of shoulder strength, which is why I have that strict press day in there. So yeah, basically that's about it. You know, practice your events and just get stronger. Just build your shoulders. Be ready for anything that comes your way.